Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to round 10 of split 3 of season 11 of the V8 Vets. Welcome to the Driver's Lounge. Tonight I've got a house full of many characters. So I won't go through and introduce everybody, but we've got a couple of royalty amongst us. We've got Sir David Galley and Mr. Craig Healy, Dave Garbutt, John King, one of the star performers from Split 2 this week. Race Control Split 2, Josh Drage is in the house. Lucas Burt, the godfather of the V8 Vets, Mark Dial, Michael Quain in here as well as Marshy, and of course our regular Split 1 commentator and protagonist, Stephen Varga. How are we all, boys?
Yeah, going well, John.
Yeah,
Good for a late night.
Cheering for a Friday.
Not drunk enough.
Too drunk already.
Plenty of life left in the night to sort that one out.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, we might just
only on the second.
and we might just quickly start off by having a look at the grid for tonight's race. And Dave Garbutt took the pole position, making everybody in Split 3 nervous. We'll talk about that one a bit later, Dave, and your starting performances. And beside him, we had Chris Blanchard, the championship leader. Mark Dial in third. Good to see the Taipan boys finally delivering. Matty McMillan in fourth. Created a little bit of hope. Usually when Matty's on pole, it all goes wrong, so we thought he might have had a chance here, starting in fourth. Andrew Galley with a great quali in fifth. Michael Hayes shining the light for Scorpion Esports in sixth. Ed Cullen in seventh. Sir Dave Galley in eighth. Simon Farrington in ninth. Laurie Sanders in 10th. Will Munro in 11th. Pete Keller from Synergy Sim Racing in 12th. Followed by Phil Marsh, Darren Waldron, and Scotty Perrins, myself, who made a crocker of quali. Jeff Eddy, Martin Lofthouse, of course, our race control, and Gary Buckland and Lucas Burt from Old Mates and Sons on the last row of the grid with our other race control car parked up the back. So we might get the action started here.
Yes, please.
And Dave already smoking. Hey, Blanchy a bit loose. McMillan up the inside. Blanchy definitely bogged down there. And looks like everyone gets away fairly well. Almost 2-3 wide round turn one. Cracking effort there. Mark Dial getting the jump off everybody. Doing it really well as Dial comes up.
He had a flying start, Mark did.
Obviously been taking lessons off Greg Favell in the off week.
Yep, definitely.
Looking good as we come up into turn one, as we might just drop back a little bit here. Lucas Burt got a flying start as well. Everyone's swarming up into turn one here. Lucas looking quite racy. And fighting his way through.
Can he make the move?
Oh, and a little bit of a love tap out onto the grass.
Oh, what a bugger.
Yeah, race control. Can you have a look at that? Lap one.
We'll just pause that one. And Dial going off quite well there. Such a bizarre track, this one. I really hate those two corners.
Yeah. You can get them very wrong if you get on the gas too early out of either one of them.
Exactly.
Out of any one of them, you mean?
Well, I did find the setup to be driving. You know, you had to drive it like you're driving on eggshells all night, so it was quite difficult to drive.
Oh, I'm not going to blame the setup. I'll say that's the track.
Down of the track, you reckon?
Yeah. There's coming out a lot of these corners, it's off camber. Just slightly, just enough that with big horsepower inputs, you're round. Like this one coming onto the back straight here was just really hard to get the power down and get a good run onto it.
Of course, we've got battles everywhere at the moment. Pete Keller here sitting there a bit further back. Looking a bit racy again. And Hazy on a flyer.
The other thing I found with the setup was if you excited the tyres, it was buggered for the next corner.
This is the V8 in general. Once those tyres heat up, they don't cool down.
Oh, Ed with the big tap.
Oh,
And it's on. It's all happening in here at the moment.
oh, jeez, who was that?
Oh!
Oh,
Oh,
and we're back up the right way. We need some logos on the bottom.
thank you, Phil.
Yes, thank you, Phil.
I got five extras for that, Bill, didn't you?
I got 4, but
In the middle.
everything was upside down there for a while.
Yeah, it was.
Right
Way
way
up. Your colour was in pretty good condition considering.
Oh, it was. I thought it was absolutely stuffed, but the kids kept pushing on. So it felt about a second a lap slower, though. Of course, Darren was involved in the big shunt as well.
Yeah, that was a huge hit.
We had a couple. I'm not going to give the cat out of the bag. We've got a bigger one coming.
All right.
Pop goes the weasel. Poor old Darren.
no. Oh,
And I'll get on that one early. I'll hit the magic button early there. We all know what's coming. I really feel sorry for Darren. And yep, so while we're sitting on that one there, we'll go to the quick question that's already been asked. And that is, who do we all think is a smoky for qualifying in split 1 for season 12?
Vince.
Who?
oh, Blanchy.
Blanchy.
What are you talking about? Can you say that question again, please?
Oh, that's got the interest of arcs. We're just asking the question, who do we think is a roughie or a smoky to qualify for split 1?
Oh, sorry. Misheard the question.
So Blanchy has been showing some good pace.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely in there.
Yeah, my money's on Blanchy. He's consistent, but he can also pull it off in the quali laps.
Yep.
So I'm very hit and miss on my qualifying. Actually did a PB to qualify in pole in this one. Hadn't been able to get under 130 for several practice sessions, and managed to pull a PB in quali. But Blanchy, he's within a couple of tenths of his time, lap after lap after lap, and he can do that in quali and in practice. So, yeah.
He's probably definitely been, from where I sit, one of the biggest improvers. And a big shout out to Big Barry in the house tonight on the chat. Blanchy's definitely been, in my eyes, in split 3, probably the biggest improver of the season so far. So definitely be keen to see how he goes when we start doing quali and stuff for season 12. Can say one thing, I'm going to tip him for not being in split 3 next season.
Well, that's a given.
Barry that we see pictures on the internet of, is it?
What's that?
There's a big Barry the pictures that we see on the internet of.
Oh, I don't know. Someone just gave a shout out to me called Big Barry.
They've got it on there to every thing.
I reckon you confirm or deny, are you that guy that we see pictures of?
Me? No.
No, Big Barry, are you that guy?
He's got nice shoes.
Apparently, he's just confirmed. That's me.
Are you in that squatting down position?
Deary me. And of course, under the safety car here, as they're on lap 5, and Mark Dial, our race leader. Something I'm not too used to saying.
We're not used to seeing it either, so that's, I've got to give you a message too, John. The goldfish was going to come on tonight. Apparently, he's got a work function, and they only had a limited budget for the entertainment, so he decided to become the pole dancer for him. So he can't make it tonight.
I didn't realise
He's otherwise employed.
I didn't realise Weissmer was Polish.
That took a while, but I got it.
Oh, jeez. They give up my day job.
No, too many dad jokes.
Hey, we're all dads, so
Exactly.
Well, we're on the safety car. A few big things going on. Plenty of chat. And I just wanted to get on the front foot and say a big thank you to Race Control. They do a very difficult job, and I've kind of got myself a little bit involved on the other side of the fence with the Logitech G Pro series, and I know the effort and work that goes into a lot of that. So, yeah, just wanted to give those blokes all a big shout out, and a big shout out to Ben Anthony as well. I'm sort of helping with the boys with the East Coast series as well, so you kind of don't appreciate the work that those blokes all do to keep a series up and running, and Race Control and the rest of it. So big shout out to anybody who volunteers their time to do anything for the rest of us. So
Yeah, I agree. After doing the East Coast one last week, yeah. Now I know what goes into it. It takes a lot.
Well, look, a big shout out to you, Johnny, for putting this on as well, mate. Well done.
Being race control and that's got to be almost as difficult as actually running a proper race meeting like in go-karts or something. It's a really big effort those guys put in.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and you know, you talk the pros, you talk the Logitech G Pro series. You know that's going up 10 levels from Split 3.
20.
You know, and like I was the assistant race director last week in the Sebring round, and the safety car driver, and it was just the stress levels of just being involved is enormous.
Yes. When you have control of other people's destiny, it's a rather big responsibility.
Mind you, if you boys haven't seen the last lap of that, the Sebring race, I highly recommend it. The top 4 cars have finished with half a second after 44 laps of Sebring.
I watched it 4 times. Yeah, phenomenal racing. Those guys are guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's an invitational.
Totally next level, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Michael, how are you, mate?
We got somewhere to aim for.
Chewy.
How are you, mate?
Stewie's here. Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good to hear. Good to have you here, mate.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Hey. And we're going to go racing soon, I hope. Here, we had to wait.
Like
We had to wait for Ed Cullen to get his lap back.
I was hoping not. I'd done a sneaky pit stop and bloody sped into the pits.
Styles off.
And it blew my strategy right out.
Oh no, Marshall.
Oh no. Dials
gentlemen.
Evening.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
And of course, back to green flag racing. It's going to get everyone to hold station for a minute here. As got my next highlight moment.
Nice.
As you can tell, I'm going to chopper cam. I'm not having a go at anybody here.
The only way you see this one.
Oi.
Oh, look at that. Fuck.
Oh, no. Watching YouTube, you reckon?
Oh, great. There goes the oxygen out of the room.
Is the defender a loss?
And we'll just jump from that. And unfortunately, as you saw, there was an unintentional tow, which sort of has created some discussion points at the moment.
Dare I say it? Dare I say it, Jamie? You muted.
No.
I wouldn't have said anything.
actually multitasking. I'm working on the setup as I'm watching the race. Okay.
Oh, hello, Mr. McKnight.
Thank you, Jamie. And yeah, stay muted.
There's fucking thank Christ David's here.
So this I'm just going to throw this one out to everybody because this has been a bit of a mute topic of late, and it's something I've been victim of 2 or 3 times in my iRacing career. And one time was I think it was a bloody 20-lap race of Le Mans, and I got taken out in the first corner by someone else and accidentally towed, and not in Vets, but in another series. Accidentally towed, and that was night over after bloody a whole week of practice and everything else.
Yeah, we've all done that, mate.
Yeah, we've all done that. Yeah, and it's just the question I've got, sort of everybody is the thought is basically, you know, do we turn an unexpected tow into a 2 or 3 lap sit in the pit and hold, or do we leave it as a DSQ?
I think it's just as effective, really, isn't it? If you make someone hold till they're 2 laps down, what's the difference? You know, let them back out and have fun.
Yeah,
I think the more people we can keep on track, the better. Myself, yeah. Quite a lot of it's just a reaction. You press the escape because you want to get out of the way.
Yeah, well, that's.
Well,
yeah, I think I'd rather see more cars on track than less. Do you know what I mean? You
That's exactly right, John.
They quit out of a session and that's it. I'd rather see a car circulating 5 laps down than.
Yeah.
If you finish 75% of the race, John, you get points as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
That's the one thing everyone's sort of overlooking is that button doesn't work. It's not a one push instant. You've got to actually hold it for a second. And I've fallen foul of it. And I'm the one that probably started the chat, so I apologise to everyone for that because it wasn't required.
No, look,
Lucas,
I'll jump in on you there, mate. It's you started the chat, but I think there was quite a few people asking questions and thinking about it.
Yeah, but you know, it's race control all over the rules. Split 3's new. There's more people involved. I regret putting that post up. The right thing was done at the end of the day. No one else was affected for it, bar Chris and Will.
It can't stop. It will tow within half.
Had a detonation online, did he?
Yeah,
and mate, don't worry.
Yeah, and all points to Chris. I would do the same thing. Your goal is to get back in there and race. So that's you do what you can to do that.
And look, I've hit the escape button on occasions where I've gone for the ignition button. You know, I've spun it, and I've gone for the I've just pushed the wrong button instead of hitting the starter, and you know, it's like, oh man, I've escaped back to the pits. No, I didn't need to do that, and I didn't even have damage on the car. Right? I just
panicked.
Yeah. How did you press escape instead of S?
They're next to each other.
If you got mega fat fingers.
Everyone's got different setups. My button for escape's the furthest button I can reach.
Probably generally looking for the sulfide button, not the escape button, and I press the wrong button.
And I've done it. The man's in the room, and I've done it. But I'll say this one: I've done it as well, and I've been accused of rage quitting. So,
that's not a hard thing to do.
You did rage quit that day. You did rage quit. That was true. You tried to cover it up, but we all know you fucking rage.
You've got a little anger in you, Johnny.
Yeah, we all rage quit on occasions, but most of the time.
That's what all F3 was designed for, mate. When you don't want to deal with anybody and you just want out. In the middle of the state, Alt F3, bye-bye.
F4.
Yeah, it's
F4.
Alt F4.
Alt F4 if you ever want to get out of a session.
No, I didn't want to trick everyone out there to going out. I'll hit Alt F3 and I'll find out to adjust their contrast.
And just a quick one out to Matty McMillan on the chat. You can change your livery between for a replay broadcast, but what I've learnt tonight is you cannot change your iRacing paint scheme. So just a tip for everybody at home watching.
Yeah, so if you go and update your paint after the race, and then John or plays a replay of the race, the paint that syncs with his trading pace when he opens the session tonight is what everyone's going to see, to say his name.
But if you change your wheel colours, it won't change.
No, that's correct.
Yeah.
You're a wealth of knowledge, John, I must say.
Yeah.
There you go. Learn something new every day.
I'm PBs while I'm talking to you.
All the WK&P boys were going to run red wheels just for Andrew Galley, but it didn't work, unfortunately.
It needs to be in 14th place, Jamie.
What's that, buddy?
I said that PB's to be in 14th place on the grid on Thursday night.
I'll probably start there, mate. That's where I normally start. I like to make it fun for myself.
Yeah,
Carb it
right.
up. Me and Vargs did a big carb last night, didn't we, Vargs?
Yeah, it was good work. I didn't have the pace, so I just
I
pressed
think
start and let you on through.
Mate, it was very gentlemanly of you, but I think the caption or the part of the race that really summed up just how good that undercut was when they zoomed into Michael Dumbrell's face. He's come out of the pits and realised you and I were 5 seconds in front of him, and he's gone, "What the fuck?" And they had the webcam right on him. And he's like, "How'd they get past me?"
He also left his pit limiter on.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, and he was like, he thought he pressed it and he turned it on.
Yeah, tell him it's automatic, he doesn't need to. We all have E-tard moments in our old age, don't worry, I'll do it too.
What?
E-tard.
Oh no, automatic.
Electronic tards. Electronic retards. Mate, it's automatic, but I still hit it sometimes. Then when I'm leaving the pits, I do the same thing. I go, "Why's that on?" "Oh yeah, I turned it on." Because if you press it, then it goes to manual.
And
always turn it on the entry and then turn it off as I roll down the lane.
Look, intelligent people would do that, Lucas, but you know, we're a bit.
Well, I'm not intelligent.
No, but you certainly
You're a
have.
higher IQ than me. Christ,
Yeah, you're certainly not Forrest Gump, Lucas. So you know, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to do this, but you know, you've got to have some thought.
Well, it definitely helps being a rocket scientist.
Well, we've only got one in here. That's Greg. Let's see how hard he tries.
Well, Jamie, you've just led me into my next segue. I just wanted to ask Greg, how did you find race 1 of the Pro Series, Greg? It looked like you had a bit of a hard night, but the big step up must have been.
Oh, it's a big
great.
step.
Yeah, it was a hard night. We learned a lot, but I pitted way too early on such a hot track, number one, so tyres didn't last long, and it doesn't help to clip the wall around lap 10 and do the race with a bit of damage, so yeah, learn a lot. Hopefully
Did you go triples or VR?
Nah, I went back to the VR. I think I got to spend a bit of time on the triples.
Oh, it takes time to adjust back to the triples, Greg. Yeah, I'd be doing it like in practice, like you were with the triples, and then the qualifying race with your VR till you get really comfortable with the triples, and then you're going to let it go. It's like getting rid of your dummy when you're a kid.
Yeah, I still got that.
Yeah, me too. It comes out the pram occasionally.
I don't spit it out as often these days.
And
well, Mark, we're going to go have a look at my race bands this season and know that it comes out occasionally.
Don't just spread it out every Thursday.
Yeah, that's
no. Last night I didn't. I had it right in the cut because I had a cracking race. Yeah, it depends on what I finish as to whether it comes out.
It depends on how many people just let him through.
Let him through. The only person who let me through last night was my teammate, and that's because he knew I was faster. All right. He said, "I'm not going to hug you up, mate. I'm going to let you go." And I said,
Reeling him in.
And while we're talking about stuff, I thought I might ask a quick question. And as everyone watching the broadcast know, or all of my broadcasts know, I have the hashtag Bin the Blade for Balin up on top, and all the WK&P Cars and Vets have it on their rear banner and have continued to do that. And just thought I'd ask Michael about the foundation.
Yeah, thanks, mate. The foundation's been formed now. There's one more stage with the ATO to get what they call the DGR status, so it's a donor gift recipient stage. We expect that to the next week. Yeah, so when you donate, you can get tax back on it for companies and personal. But yeah, last week I did my first presentation at the Sunshine Coast University Hospital to a group of 40 Year 12 students that are at risk of, less than perfect behaviours. look, you know, if people say, was it good? It was very difficult to do because I had to reaccount the night. But I came through the class of 40, about 6 of them had to walk out because they were too distressed of what I was talking about. And this program is there to smack them in the face and to get them to wake up that you know, they had real consequences. And then at the end of it, you know, I had a kid that didn't look at me throughout that night, and he walked up to me at the end and said, "Yeah, you know, me and my friends carry knives, and I don't think I will anymore." So it was, to me, it was a great success, and that's the start. We've got the Department of Education on board that I'll be talking to principals in the next couple of weeks in the local area to start to do, you know, school-based work for them. So yeah, it's up and running.
You're an absolute star, bro. I don't know how you do that.
Thanks, mate.
Honestly,
that's brilliant. Well, you know, a lot of people say that, but you know, if somebody was in my shoes 4 or 5 years ago and did that, I may still have my son. So it's sort of like a duty, you know, whether it's, you know, people say that you're brave or courage or whatever, but yeah, I just look at it as duty to, you know, to look after our kids on the sunny coast and nationally. And so, yeah, it's pretty passionate for me to make sure that we get rid of this bloody scourge of a culture that's really infecting the teenagers that we have. Yeah, it is. You've got no idea. Once you start researching it and getting right into it, just the number of kids that carry knives, and people think that it's gangs that carry it. It's just everyday teenagers because they're frightened of the gangs, so hence they carry a knife. And it's just, it progresses on to, you know, all walks of society because of it.
We should be teaching our kids more about sprinting and athletics and learn how to run.
And not only that, but just to, you know, avoid having a weapon. I got taught when I did security, if you have, most security guards get killed by their own gun because somebody grabs it off them because you're not really prepared to use it. And when people get frightened, they do all sorts of weird things, mate. And if you don't have something that's mortal on you and that the other person doesn't, the worst that can happen is you get into a punch-up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll support the cause, mate. You just let me know when it's ready to go, and my company will get on board, mate, and support you, Michael, for sure.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I appreciate it. Yeah, we've got a couple of events that are coming up. We've organised a concert called the Balaam Forever Festival that's happening at a local venue up here. That's the 9th of September, and the 8th of September was his birthday. So, you know, it's a couple of parents throwing their son a birthday party. So, yeah, we did a tree planting the other week, and we've got a memorial chair going in at his favourite beach access in 2 weeks' time. So, got a few things happening. So, yeah, it's good.
It's
Jump
awesome,
on the website, have a look, and or the Facebook page, and keep up to date. But yeah, mate, I want to just thank everybody in the vets. Like, your support's been unbelievable, and you know, I jumped on to have a practice and a bit of a race because it's one time that I get a total timeout. When I'm racing or you know, I'm not thinking about anything else.
I figured that.
And hence. Yeah, and I'm probably not overly talkative. It's just because I'm, you know, zoning out, and it just gives me a bit of, you know, breathing space. So, mate, and yeah, just the reception and that drive night. You know, I had about 25 kids here, and they were like, "Oh, this is unbelievable!" And yeah, so no, it's good. I really appreciate it, guys.
Look, Michael, you've got the heart of the whole community here, mate, and we're all behind you. And if there's anything any of us can do for you, mate, just sing out, because we're all here and we all respect each other.
We can all appreciate the moment you were put in, mate, just by chance, and it's every parent's nightmare. Let's be honest, mate. You know, and we could be any one of us. So I've got kids that are 14 and 12. You know what I mean? And it's just a bit real. I think that when someone you know that happens to, you just really start to think about, what are we doing as a society, and what can I do instead of sitting back behind the curtains just ignoring it? What can I do to help change it? Because we have to, otherwise we'll end up like America. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, unfortunately, well, actually, the worst place in the world for it is the UK because, America's got guns, so, you don't bring a knife
they
to
just
a
shoot
gunfight,
each other.
whereas, whereas in the UK, they have got gun laws, so their knife crime is just insane and out of control. And if we don't do anything about it, we'll head down that rabbit hole. So that's my plan, is to try and get this spin the blade for bail and catchphrase across the nation, where we start to go the other way, and kids can just feel that they don't have to carry a knife, because I guess the number one consequence is, statistics show that 60% of kids that do carry a knife, they say it's for protection. 30% they say it's for notoriety. So if I let people know I carry a knife, nobody will mess with me. And then 10% go, well, I carry a knife because I'm going to rob a place or stick up somebody or stab something. There's 10% that use it for crime.
Malicious,
But 90% have no intention for using it. But if they're given a scenario where there's a bigger person or a couple of kids come at them and they pull out the knife, they're no longer the victim. They can't claim that they're the victim anymore. They're now the perpetrator. They're the ones that have a 5 to 7 year sentence as a minimum, even for lashing out at somebody. So, and that's, I don't think they know that or understand, But as parents, the other thing that, people say, what can we do? I since doing this research, 85% of the knives that are used in these types of incidences, which is what took my son's life, is a steak knife, just straight out of your kitchen drawer.
So not
because that's the 10%. 90%, because you think about it. I'll ask you guys a question. How many knives do you have in your top drawer?
10.
Is that all?
No, that's all. Got 10.
Yeah, because a lot of people have 30 plus knives in their kitchen. Do you know what I mean? And that's the thing, is that if one's missing,
you wouldn't have
nothing.
Yeah, so, I get your point.
I'm an advocate for get a knife block for your steak knives, and if you've got 6 slots and you've got 6 knives there, when one's missing.
Exactly.
Rather than in the drawer with heaps.
We've got a 10 block.
It also comes down to something simple like just the way how you can hold the knife. You can walk straight into a supermarket. They're stealing them all the time. They're just so easy to get.
Yeah, they'll put spray paint behind the cage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll put spray paint there, but not a knife.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's amazing. Sometimes you look at it and you go, really? And anything that can be used as a weapon's got to be looked at like that. I mean, we live in a society where people are dangerous. There's more and more people struggling to get ahead, more and more people struggling to get noticed, more and more, I think, disconnection of youth because they are on social media all the time. They don't interact like we did as kids. Social skills. I mean, and all those things add up.
You think knowledge should require ID for purchase then? Like just
they actually, weirdly they do, but it's not enforced.
But cigarettes where it's 18 plus before you can purchase it, and if you look under 18,
a child is not allowed to buy a knife legally, but it's just not.
But if it's available, it's right there, and they put it in their pocket. Who's going to know?
You can go to Kmart as a 14 or 15-year-old and buy a set of steak knives, and they won't do anything about, or don't even know themselves. But it is actually illegal, and unless you're a chef, you're not allowed to have a knife in your car on your person, other than to and from a workplace, to and from your like if you go fishing and you leave your tackle box in your car. That's actually illegal.
Yeah, I did know that.
I mean? Like, unless it's to and from the actual, from your home and to your boat ramp or to your fishing spot. But I'm not really, with my sort of program, if you like, or what I'm about, I'm not about making it harder to buy a knife. I'm not about tougher laws. I'm not about any of that, because that's all reactive. I'd rather educate the kids to change the culture. A little bit like, back in my day, it was the king hit. Today, it's the coward punch. Do you know what I mean? And back in my day, if someone king hit somebody, generally you'd go, "Oh, did you get him first?" And it wasn't looked as a negative. It was just, "Oh, you got him first." Whereas if you talk to kids today and someone coward punches someone and they go, "Oh, you dog, you know, you're an arsehole for doing that." So it was a change of culture and a change of focus, and I think that's the only way, because a police person, me, a teacher telling kids what to do, they're going to tell us to get fucked.
Yeah, that's what we
same
did.
as what we did.
That's what we did.
That's
My mum had
what we
no
did.
fight, so I went out and fought. You know, that's what we do. That's what kids do.
So I wanted to show them that, get them to understand that, you know, it's not self-defense. You're actually the perpetrator. There's 5 to 7 year offence if you strike at somebody. So you want to fuck the rest of your life just because you think that you're carrying it on. You know, like the kid that, and you know, like I can't talk about what happened that night, but the kid that took my son's life is really not a bad kid. He just fucked up.
Yeah, he just had a moment of madness.
Yeah.
Man, to be able to understand it like that, that is...
I was about to say...
You are such a strong person.
Mate, the way you can say it...
Just that...
But you guys went, you know what I mean? Like, I had that interaction with the kid and just, you know, his interaction with me. If he was like, you know, an Australian being all up, he would be dead because I would have killed him. You know, he was vastly different to that. He was crying. He called the police. You know what I mean? Like, so he just straight away made a mistake. Yeah, instantly. And that's the problem. It was a single strike, and it took my son's life. So
2 lives wrong.
Yeah, 100%. Well, actually, multiple right. You know, my wife, myself. You know, we'll never be the same. You know, you know, my parents. You know, my wife's parents. Brothers. You know, like everybody that's associated with it are still real. And then you've got like my best mates. Their kids have grown up with Balin since the age of 2, so they're like brother and sister. They're struggling. And my best mate, he's like an uncle, and he's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not just the immediate family, it's a lot of people that suffer. And I dare say exactly the same for the other family.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I don't talk to them, but I can just imagine that, you know, they're destroyed. Like, he's got a younger sister that by a couple of years, and she can't go back to school and all that sort of stuff. So, yeah, it's no good for everybody.
No good at all.
Yeah,
no good at all from
no winners.
Yeah, and that's why I want to, you know, sort of get out there and, you know, like I'm not really targeting the gangs or anything like that. That's the way they are, and I don't think I'd be able to change their mind. But general kids that, you know, take a knife because they think it's protection and then they fuck up.
Just want to fix the kids. We might be able to fix, mate.
Yeah, that's right.
Good on you, Michael. You're a gentleman, mate.
Yeah, all power to you, mate. All power to you.
I mean, none of us can say anything changes what happened, but we've all got your back, man. If you need us, you know that.
Yeah, thanks.
100%.
Great. Great. So you're going to let him through to first place next race?
I told him. I actually told him I would. If he was in second, I would let him win.
Speaking of first place, look who's got the number 1 going into the pits here.
Is that John Van Rey?
No, it's Sir Dave Galley.
Oh, God.
Go, Dave.
Good on you, Dave.
Hard to say that with a tear in my eye.
Now,
Dave, you were in third. Where did you go?
Me?
Yeah, Dave, go. You were in third under the safety car. I haven't been watching. Where did you go?
I think Matty had a bit of bad luck at some point. Has he disappeared yet?
Galley's still safe.
Ages ago.
Now, next, just to lighten the mood a little bit. No offence, Michael.
No, don't. That's what we're here for.
So, Faz has got a new sponsor, Haggis Pinballs Machines.
Haggis Pinballs.
So,
where are you?
He's not here, but I reckon Faz needs to go under the new nickname, the Pinball Wizard.
That does not sound like a real pinball company.
It's a good looking livery, though.
Very nice. Well, I've heard the Faz is a very strikingly good looking man, so well, he told me this.
He told you that, that's all right. Yeah. Yes. So,
What do you reckon, John? Are you going to have a good race here, or am I just going to watch this for nothing?
Me?
Yeah.
It's not my best race. You saw me on the roof before.
Was that you on the roof?
Yeah.
So I can't tell.
Yeah.
I've got you on my fourth monitor while I'm trying to drive in the Road America.
No, it was me on the roof before.
So I've got it minimised so I can still see the JRT above it.
So
And I
the
was hoping- yeah.
and it was me on my roof earlier on.
So essentially, you were fuel saving and tyre saving at the same
Yes, I
time.
was going to say. Doing it aerodynamically.
I don't. All I'm hearing is excuses after that.
Now, that case.
I was on my roof, but I'm
You know
not
what John's
doing
problem
well.
is? John's problem is he hasn't had enough coaching off the Hoff. If he did, right, he would be right at the front.
Of course, Hoff's a
Yeah,
local boy too.
You got to get on it. You got to get on board with the Hoff, mate. I'm telling you.
Now, the fun bit about the Hoff, being a man part of the old Darwin Pecky Performance Racing, the Hoff is actually a local boy. Lives just around the corner from Dave Galley.
Not down in Melbourne.
No, in Albury.
Oh,
Albury Wodonga. Yeah, he's out at the Gurner.
How do you work out who to follow in the Origin, mate? When you're from Albury,
Well, I'm actually born in Wodonga, so I actually was born on the other side, and
you're a Victorian.
yeah, I'm a Victorian, but I live in New South Wales. Have for 30 years.
Bloody Mexican invasion.
Yeah, but you can't.
I got an ultimatum from the young girl I was dating at the time, and it's either move to New South Wales for me, or it's over.
He always wins.
Exactly. So
So you're a New South Welshman now.
Victorian living in New South Wales, yeah.
Oh, you follow the Broncos there, and you follow Queensland.
No, I follow Melbourne and
The Storm.
the Storm, yeah.
Punch yourself.
It's getting worse.
It is. This conversation's going the wrong way.
Well, where we are
The
is
Storm's the best team there is.
the AFL here is the main sport. Rugby league is secondary.
What?
Right, that's right. I agree.
AFL. Our
AFU?
so when we get a news when we get a news broadcast, so like Channel 9, Channel 7, ABC, the news, it comes from Melbourne. We don't get news from Sydney.
I'm so sorry.
That's only because the fucking wins play that way. The trade wins.
Our hospital here in Albury is managed by Uncle Dan.
Yep, us Victorians pay for New South Wales Hospital.
Yep.
I'm going to put you on lockdown.
Always.
No, we got out of lockdown. Everyone else. Everyone else.
Back you go. Off you go. He walks around with keys and he says, if you move, you're in lockdown.
The other 40,000 of our Albury Wodonga population living in 1.2 kilometres from me, they were all locked down, but the rest of us weren't.
Yeah.
Sounds like we should move all of Albury to the Victorian state, I think, boys, after listening to this. Because it doesn't sound like any of them are genuine from New South Wales. They're all...
Oh, look.
Being a truck driver of when that lockdown was on, you drive through Wodonga, you couldn't do anything. You get into Albury and it was like, party town.
Party town, yeah.
You should have called up the Hoff. He could have spared you some fuel.
And then all the Victorians...
AdBlue. He doesn't even need AdBlue. He doesn't use any fuel.
All the Victorians in Wodonga that had the border crossing pass, they would all come over and dine and do everything in Albury and then go back to lockdown in Wodonga.
Yep.
That's how it spread in the state. That's what it was, these fucking Albury people. I was blaming everyone from third heads.
It was...
When you got Victorian blood in New South Wales, shit just goes wrong.
Let's not go back there.
Nah, we'll pass that over.
Hey, we've all just gone home.
We've got tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. Tomorrow's the day we decide. So let's not go back there.
Yeah, I'm not going. We're not going to bring politics into this match.
Garbutt, please, on the broadcast.
What's that?
Can I watch a bit of David Garbutt, please, on the broadcast? We've had the same car going on for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I've been changing slow. There's Dave.
That's nice. I like that car. Looks pretty.
I like that car. That's me.
And Michael, to answer your question from before, I did take your advice on the pit strategy. I did actually. I went on 18. I did actually, after a couple of laps here, I did actually end up pulling out in front, and
How we pull out?
the undercut worked quite well.
If you pull out, you're in front every time. Mate.
Yep.
I've pulled out, still had 2 kids.
Somebody should have told me that before I had my kids.
I'm glad I ticked the button not suitable for
You
children.
overcut if you've got kids, mate. You undercut if you don't.
Oh no, I always
I don't care what I do. I'll undercut, overcut, I don't care. And all of us are the same in this room. I'll sing on one leg if I have to.
Yep.
Just watching the interval times here, though, you are being run down.
Hey, we're on board, right? And
here.
I'm in exactly the same position in my car, so it looks like I'm driving on the broadcast. Mad.
Nice.
Shout out
By
to
who?
big shout out to Nick Hasler as well. For those who, some
Nick
people know
Hasler.
Nick. That's the one.
Hasler.
He's absolutely spot on about the alpha layers. Just looking at Dave Garbutt's holding underneath the
Nick
in the
is a
blade.
very wise man, mate. He's a very wise man.
He gave me a lesson on alpha layers.
Yeah, he knows a lot of stuff, mate. He's very, very cluey.
Yeah.
All right, do tell.
Well,
come on, share.
See the
No,
whole.
he always told me I was wrong, so I believed him.
See how you got the quantum tint solutions on the outside, and you can see the holding on the inside.
Yep.
If you're using Photoshop, you've basically got to find the alpha layer and delete the holding.
Right. Okay.
I don't think anybody's that bothered, mate, to be honest.
No, most people aren't, but Nick
Hasler, he doesn't miss a thing, mate.
Nah.
No,
He's like a
I'm,
school teacher.
yeah, no, happy to learn. I'm too cheap to use Photoshop, so I'm using GIMP.
Yeah, it might be on there as well.
Christ, you're a baller, mate. I'm
Let me
using
just check.
paint.net.
I just paint.net, it's free.
Jesus. Come on,
That's-
get
He's
sandwich.
not going to help us, mate.
That's even weirder.
GIMP's free too.
I use
GIMP's
Michael
free,
Quain.
mate. Just
He's
get
our
some
team
bandwidth.
manager.
Well, look out, people's champions up here. Go, son.
Sure, we've got more than 6 people watching this on YouTube. Give it a thumbs up, would you?
Yeah, please
Get on
do.
your people on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and all over the world. All
And
500,000.
if you haven't subscribed, subscribe as well. Out of the 22 viewers we got.
Is that all we got?
Yeah, it's all right.
We're going to have to get that to 10,000 this week.
All right.
That was only
I'll
20
show you
of
how
us
to
in
do
the
it,
race.
There you go, Johnny. I'll let you see more.
Thanks, mate.
Make sure you
can buy
get
them.
the
That's what I
bell
do.
as well for all notifications, so that when you do get it, it does pop up.
That's how the way I remember.
Like and subscribe, people.
And if you're one of us lazy-ass people in the driver's lounge, open up YouTube and give it a thumbs
Trust me,
up.
John Van Reed needs some money, boys.
I haven't even monetized the site yet.
Oh, haven't you? Well, we're going to have to do that as well, mate.
not with the language, mate.
Oh, no, you can have foul language. Trust me, I know. You just got to make sure you note it for adults only.
No, it allowed me to get away with the Mark Larkham Bathurst intro for East Coast because I haven't claimed to monetize the broadcast that I did for that. So I've got the copyright warning's there, but if I go to monetize that broadcast, then I'm in trouble.
You're screwed. You're screwed, mate. You don't want to mess with Big Brother.
If you think we're talking too much shit in chat, just let us too much shit while the things go on. Just let us know in the chat. And
Who are we on board with here, John?
we make one.
Gary
but-
Buckland.
Yeah, then again,
Gary
we may not.
Buckland. That's a good bloke.
Gary had a really good race, actually.
Oh, yeah, Gary. I was worried about Gary. Well, he was flying.
And let me tell you something I know, right? Anybody called Gary is always the one you got to watch. Always.
That's right, Nathan Lyon at the MCG.
Yeah, go Gary, go!
Exactly right, Gary Jack. You know, like Gary's a very, very slippery characters, mate. They can be very stealth.
Good old Melbourne. Melbourne club.
Good old G.
What about the people from Adelaide and Melbourne?
Josh has left us. He's from Adelaide. Quainie's still here. He's from Adelaide.
Yeah,
No,
Radelaide.
no,
Radelaide.
Yeah, no, I should have known from the Adelaide. Yeah. They got a slightly different accent.
Leave us Adelaideans alone, mate.
Yeah, I'm not saying bad. I quite like it. In fact, I've had a couple
I've got to get down to the city sometime.
from Adelaide.
That'll be nice.
Marcus Melburnian.
It's a beautiful place. Adelaide Oval is sensational to watch cricket.
Austrian.
Go check out the giant rocking horse.
Have they still? Most importantly, have they still got the Adelaide street circuit going?
Yeah, it's back.
It's back.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you can do it in golf cart.
I'd voted for Malinaukas or whatever his name is, just to get the race back.
You can only do it in
Priorities.
Priorities. No loud cars. Got to be electric. The people from Glenelg don't like the noise down there, but that's what it is.
Glenelg.
Yeah, so they can hear it all the way from Glenelg.
That's like 14k away.
Yeah, that's how loud those cars are.
Hey.
That's not well, Glenelg.
Well, let's go hybrid then. Then maybe it won't be as loud. Is that what you're saying?
Well, let's just wait till we have the full electric boring here, and then we'll put it back down there.
That just sounds boring.
Mate, have you heard the electric moto, whatever they call the e-cars?
Yeah, they're boring as batshit.
All you hear is.
They got Moto E as well on the bikes.
Yeah, the Moto E.
Here we go. Oh.
It's going to get a bit spicy in a second.
No, it gets me easy.
I'll tell you what, this is a good camera angle, John. I like this one. It's a really good camera.
Yeah, it's one of the ones I did for East Coast.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. It's
Yeah,
not
well
quite the normal roof one. It's sort of moved back a bit.
Yeah.
Gives a bit more of a perspective.
Basically sitting on top of the pod that's on the roof. That's where it's sitting.
Hamburger.
Yeah. I like it. Feels like I'm standing up through the sunroof. Everybody's talking at me. Like a dog with his tongue out the window.
But can you drive while you're standing up in the sunroof?
No.
Don't need to. Jeeves is driving.
Faster, Jeeves.
Richo.
That's actually when Vargas drives me around in his BMW. That's what I do.
Richo, don't fuck off. Get back here.
Here's your famous chase, Lucas.
Yes, mate, I'm totally ignoring my rear view mirror at the moment.
Here we are, Mr. Richo.
As you should.
Benchy, how are you, mate? Speaking of good-looking dudes, here's Jason Benchy.
You better get lots of
Hello,
poles
Jason.
next season. I'll put your name down. Getting lots of poles.
Now,
I've got 100 running.
I do have another talking point on my notes here. Mark Duggan, that man, absolute freaking legend, to race as fast as he does with the injuries he's had. Just unbloody believable.
Now he gets in and out the chair.
At 57.
Yeah.
Number 58.
Hey, he's a young boy.
No. But,
I'm a fucking toddler.
no feeling in one leg.
Richo hasn't even got grey hair yet.
I do.
Oh, there goes Lucas.
Gary's
He ain't getting through there.
Hey, nicely done, Will.
Didn't even lift, did he?
Yeah, fucking post. On the
It was a damn good race this between me, Will and Perrin.
It looks good. Where's Scotty?
Yeah.
Let's get on Scotty's car.
Where is Scotty? Let's go, Scotty.
I could not pass him, mate. Could not pass him, and the more I tried, the easier I made it for Will.
Drive the camera.
There we go.
I had to stop myself looking in the mirror because that's
Yeah, that's bad for you,
Yeah.
Scotty.
Thanks.
Bad for you.
Yeah, turn off the virtual mirror, just run on the real thing.
I don't turn it off. You need it sometimes. We just don't look in it.
No,
behind Varga, all he does is look
I
in the
have
mirror.
turned it off.
Yeah,
yeah,
so
but I'm looking at myself in the mirror, not people behind me.
yeah.
I'll
So
tell
you
you
can
what
adjust the real mirrors, so you can just point them all in at you, and you can just see your avatar while you're driving.
That's what Jamie does. Jamie does his makeup in the mirrors.
To be
So-
honest, guys, after
then let's-
doing official races for most of my iRacing, learning to trust the bloke behind you not to run into you, which you can
that
do.
never
in
happens.
this.
No,
Yeah,
no.
it's such a hard thing to get used to.
Yeah, I'm still not yet there yet, mate. You know, when I've got Richo behind me, I mean, he's coming past.
No
me
race
probably.
control in official people.
And
Vomit
and
don't
Varga,
care.
Varga uses a break. Christian constantly taps me to let me know he's there.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, rubbing's racing. A little bit
I
of
get most
touching's
really.
fine, but yeah, it's that I find that the hardest thing to get used to being new to league racing.
Well, you can. This is one league where you can expect to trust the bloke next to you, mate. Because we had some awesome battles last night, side by side in the top split, and nobody touched anybody. It was some of the best driving I've seen. To be honest.
that was a lot.
That really impresses me, and it seems to be all the way through. Split three's really, really good at it. There's a lot of respect out
Everybody
there.
has the right intention. They want to finish. They want to respect
Well,
you. They want to be
but we also want that 0x.
It's very important for the budget.
Yeah. We want those bonus points, right? Whether we're at the front or at the back. We want those bonus points. So
Target goes crazy. If he gets a 1x, he goes off his tree.
If you want to win a championship, you need those bonus points.
Oh, you do.
Yeah,
You do.
well.
Know the difference between me and the young fella last season?
Yeah.
Right, 20 and out of 10. And that was really the difference.
A lot of them. A lot of us had them last night. There was at least 8 people, I think.
But that shows you the quality of the field, man. Like really, like if we go, I think Jason did the stats 13, 9, and 7 or something. It was split 1, 2, and 3. Well, that's a lot of people with 0x, man. That's a big.
Yeah, that's
only if they 1 or 2 get it.
And on a track that's got hairpins, like where people do lock up and.
Oh, and it's a tight track.
Yeah,
You got hard braking.
Hard track. So
hard braking, and if you go offline just an inch on the way to the apex, you're out in the grass. Like it's easy to do at this track.
Yep.
And there's a couple of places where you can cut the track and get one easy too.
And I believe that's where most of them were got. I think more were just off tracks than all of mine were off tracks. There was not one for contact in there. They were,
Mine was just when I got put on my roof.
Yeah. Would have been a 0x.
Slight contact.
That was net code.
No, that was no net code, that one.
Net code.
All right, boys, I'm going to leave you.
No worries, Michael. Good to see you again, mate.
Thanks,
mate. Lovely talking to you, Drew.
See you on track tomorrow or the next day.
All the best
I'll do
for
a
you,
nice
mate.
setup for you, buddy.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
So, mate.
Appreciate your setup, Jamie. It's great.
No worries, bud. Anytime.
You got
Cheers,
Gary
Michael.
Get you a computer yet?
Hey?
Said to Anita, has she got Gary to get her a computer yet?
I think he's a bit scared of the net.
Anita's back.
No, if they got a steering wheel and base today, they're nearly there. They're nearly there.
Nice.
Outstanding.
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 Do you reckon Gary would be a bit worried she might be faster?
I reckon. I reckon it will be, because when she talks about racing, she actually knows.
Exactly.
What she's talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't think Gary should be worried. I think the rest of us should be. Right?
Hey, how good would it be to have 2 women in there next season? That'd be excellent.
Calm down, all right? Calm down. Let's talk about what we're saying here.
I'm not worried next season, because I'm a spectator. I'm looking
I
forward
mean,
to it.
Emily Gaines all the time in Scops. I mean, she flogs us, and it's hard to swallow, boys. It is. It sounds like a theory, but when you do get beat,
Talk to you later.
There you go.
See you, Richard.
No.
Yeah.
Who's leaving?
Oh, shut up. You're all premature.
Hey, what's the immature? What's the difference between a man and a boy?
Hello.
That's it. That's all there is.
I could definitely vouch for that.
My wife said that too.
I'm messenger, Richo.
Okay.
Of course,
I'm trying to get my daughter to have a go, but she won't. But no. She'd kick half her asses. She's a national champ.
I won't let my youngest have a go. She's faster than bloody I am.
Yeah, well, mine will be for sure.
Set the high standard there, David.
No, like. Oh, come on, man! I know I'm 2 to 3 seconds off you guys, but like if she's putting a second and a half in front of me, right? That's a bit of a worry.
Don't bring her. Don't bring her.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, well, anybody's got slow kids, bring them on. It's fine.
Yeah.
We have enough competition in this league now. We don't need any more. We're fine.
Yep. Well, maybe we should do a father-son, father-daughter day.
I would, but mine's such a rage. Like she rages at Revan. She's worse than me when I was a kid. Like,
that must be bad.
Mate, she really breaks your simulator like time she uses it. She goes, this thing's fucked. You can't swear like that.
Yeah,
Stick them on Truck Simulator first, mate.
I did give her about that. She had the 18 speed going good, mate, on Euro Truck Simulator. Then she wanted to go in iRace and she wanted to go in a live room and I wouldn't let her. I let her ghost. And even ghosting, she got the shit from people. I said, "What do they film?" She goes, "Right," and I said, "Where did you get that film from?"
Yeah, I've got
Where do
Truck
you- the
Simulator.
language.
She's happy to sit there, but
Oh, the language the little one comes out with.
So, I'm just going to throw another topic point. I'm going working down my list here.
Yep.
Next season, we've got a switch around out for Sandown. I've been
Yeah,
99.9% confirmed it's happening.
Sonoma.
Sonoma? That's
Yeah,
your call, Jamie?
Mate, if the Nordic Life gets cut, I'm going to do a setup for the Nordic Life
What-
anyway.
What
and
about the one that got the most
Mate,
thumbs up?
the sooner you do the Nordschleife setup, the better. I haven't driven. it in
I've already
the
started
supercar.
working on it, mate. That's why when you said you pull it out, I thought you're not going to do that to me, mate. I'll put 10 hours into that set already. Because it's going to be a lot different to what we used to. It's going to be high.
Yeah.
Softer.
And Oran Park was the one that
Oran
got
Park,
the most votes.
that's not even a track.
It's too small for
I
that.
fucking hate it
size
when I race bikes there. It's shit in cars, man. It's not even wide enough to pass on a go-kart.
Oh, the go-kart track wasn't bad.
IP, that's about it.
I'll just
So-
say, I've been in consultation with the committee, and Sonoma will be the one that goes.
Oh,
you
the
are
Godfather, the
I
Godfather's made the
actually
big
like
call.
it this week. I like Mark Doll this week. I can't believe I'm saying this, people. But Mark Doll's the star.
No,
Down the
if
channel.
I get rid of Oran Park,
Mate.
Richo, jump down the channel.
Oh, listen, Stephen Varga, who knows how much you admire him. It's almost like you're gay, man. But leave him alone.
I'm
Hang out with
going
us.
to tell him to fucking swallow some fucking concrete. Hang on.
He's going to need to.
Okay.
Oh, like whenever Richo's in the rooms, Varga goes, Richo. That's worse than bloody Roy Clark Chasty.
So Sandown 500 is on the cards for next season.
Yep.
I'm down for that.
Nice.
oh, it'd be awesome if they made it at 500. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Or are we doing a 250?
Single driver, 500.
A single driver 500. Yeah,
Come
okay.
on, we did a
Bring that on.
Bathurst 500. We have
Yeah,
done a
yeah.
Bathurst 500.
80 laps, 81 laps. Yeah.
Would you
I'm
do
going.
Sandown 500 like pro-am sort of style where you had a split 1, split 2 driver where you could, or not?
That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all.
What about the split
We did.
three drivers? They drive with a buck.
We did try that, but there wasn't the numbers didn't.
Because it's a problem
up.
with teams. Like team managers don't like it. They want their team
Yeah.
drivers to.
Yeah.
No, that's fair enough.
Yeah, we,
And we-
I'd happily
I-
drive. I'd happily drive with David.
pretty
in a
much had
perfect-
high rating.
perfect world, that'd
Which
be
which
awesome.
day?
One's
Yeah,
got
but-
two drivers.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, I reckon you'd be solid as on an enduro. You do
Yeah.
exactly what you needed to do. And
I
you
reckon.
stick to the
I
plan.
reckon it's
That's
300.
all.
Keep it away from being a co-drive thing.
I'd like to drive with you, John, but I want to finish. So you can go with Varga.
Open suggestion.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
How would
I'm
you
working
go
on
if you
trying to
went
finish.
number 1 driver from split 1 drove with the lowest driver in split 2, etc.?
What we tried to do last time, like that, draw it like that.
I'm not
And of
sure.
course,
I'm
at the
not sure
time, I
how
was
last
number
time was.
one. Yeah, I was number one, so I was very happy I got Phil.
Yeah,
I drew
and
Phil.
went,
And,
number
um,
1
yeah.
went with lowest driver in split 2 all the way to the middle, so... obviously
Yeah,
the
in
driver-
theory, it works good. It works good, but
I don't think it'll work.
of their teammates, yeah.
Because one might be a forward bloody driver and the other's a Holden. Like, I'll refuse to drive a forward, so I'd pull out of the event before I drive a
I
forward.
refuse to drive a hole. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd be exactly right.
we can strike off Mark Dial and Greg
I'm
Favella's
a
teammates.
forward man driving
We
a
can
hole,
fuck them off.
so...
Oh, mate,
yeah.
you know, I
I'd
don't
won't do
care
it.
what it is.
I won't do it.
I'll drop
As long as it's got that nice meaty V8 raw, I don't really care.
Monday,
Like I'll like driving the Cadillacs actually is
Oh,
not
now,
bad.
see, David, that's when you go too far.
You've set the line, David.
It's like the
Cadillac,
FR
you've
500
gone
Mustang.
too
I mean,
far,
what a
mate.
piece of shit, you know?
Go drive.
Yeah,
David.
but
Go
they
drive the
sound
Cadillac.
great.
Go drive the Cadillac. It's a lot of
They do
fun.
sound- Yeah, I like the Caddy. The Caddy's not bad if you're doing the wheelie bins. It's good, you know, like a bit of fun.
Yeah.
But to
I'd
actually race at fair income, nah.
No.
I'd rather drive the Caddy than a Brazilian stock car. At least you can see
Geez, aren't
how
they
the
big?
bloody thing.
No wonder the
Didn't buy
Brazilians drive like that. I was wondering why they were so bad at driving. Then I got in their cars and I was like, holy hell, this thing's a shit box.
Yeah, I want me
Money
money
back from iRacing. They can have the car back.
Mr. Galley back out in the lead.
Yep, Mr. Galley back out in the lead.
Go, David.
Sir David.
So, David.
But David Kelly, David Garbutt.
Number one
Yeah,
engine
no,
builder.
I'm just Dave, all right, or Garbutt, one of the two. Pick one. Right.
I like Garbutt. He sounds tough.
Too many Daves.
I'll tell you what, Hazy
real
drove well last night.
Michael Hayes.
Yeah.
He's a legend, Michael. How are you, Mike?
I'll catch you later, fellas.
See you, Greg.
No worries,
All right,
Greg.
Have a good one.
Good night, Greg.
If I don't speak to you, Greg, good luck at Winton, mate.
Cheers, thanks, mate.
Yeah, good luck, mate.
Right,
If
we're
next time on the
rooting for
work,
you,
get your
mate.
kill, let me know.
Yeah, might need help.
See you, mate. See you, buddy.
See ya.
Greg Fabell, ladies and gentlemen.
Wonder if
Bloody legend.
Wonder if Mr. Healy, the 15 minutes a day worker, is still awake.
Only just. Only just. Hey, it was over 15 minutes, thank you.
That was some good driving through there. That was really nice. Nice lines, nice and smooth. They're getting good, those split 3 drivers. We might need to start worrying here, people.
You haven't been watching mine laps, so.
No, I'd try not to, mate.
Hey,
Yeah, well.
You know, well, it's like you're very threatening.
I don't really care if you do.
surely,
No,
surely,
I've still had nightmares about when you used to like take me out, man, when we first started racing together.
surely season 12, we're not going to see Van Ree versus
I've
Baldock
only ever
again.
hit you once.
That you remember.
I've only ever hit you once, and that was at Oran Park when we had 48 cars on the track.
Oh, no, there was
Does that mean you won't
Everyone would have hit everyone.
that was OSR. Don't you got your two,
Oh, Mark Dole with a big move.
And I ain't got your DQ once too, Jamie.
Mate, you only got DQ'd once.
Got
You
you
said-
DQ'd.
You got me, is that what you said?
No, that wasn't on you,
Nah,
sorry.
that
That was
was
on
Jamie-
his
that was
teammate.
Jamie That was Jamie C. McKnight, mate. That wasn't me. that was the Kiwi version. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Look, we've all taken each other out at some point, but Mark made a point of taking me out because I'd passed him in a fashion that he didn't like, so he said, that's it. You could have waited to run me off. Well, it was actually. I would have taken me out too if I was him. I was a bit pushy. But he wasn't having any of it.
I was actually at Oran Park. At Oran Park, I was actually letting you go. I had pretty much come to a stop going up to the bridge.
Look, your intentions were good.
I just got
Fucked
on
up.
the gas a bit early and
But
taken it
Imler,
back.
you forgot about Imler and OSR, mate. You absolutely snotted me in OSR once. And gave me a gobful for it too. Now,
You probably deserved it.
True dial style.
Other people did say.
Oh, Mark, looking for the big dive. No.
It wouldn't have been the gobful that I gave Jackson.
Oh, no, mate, I don't even compare with that. Oh, okay.
Great little battle with Fazzy.
I'm over it. Yeah.
Great little
He
battle
still
with
has
Faz.
not said that. Because Dole was going to let him go, but then he goes, "Come on, Mark, you're a lap down," and that's you don't say that to Mark. Mark will let you go when he's ready, and it's safe.
Oh, another big
He will
dive.
It's up the
Oh,
inside.
slap.
Oh, gets punted.
That
Gets
was like
turned.
2 millimetres off being brilliant. Really was.
Yeah.
That was a good move. Just a bit of lock rears, press the brake too hard.
Zero X for that. He just tagged the back of me, but that was I didn't realise that was actually for position because I had my brake bias up because I was messing with the brake bias nearly every lap.
Dole admitted on
Your
TV that he gets tagged from behind and he enjoys it.
Your setup required lots of brake bias adjustments this week.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Like I probably left it more how I like it, like at the rear. But I know Fargo and Christian, they run it up 51.5 or something.
I didn't touch it.
That was strange. I had 52.4.
Yeah, so I tried what they said because they were quicker than in quali, and I did the warm up at 51, and I just couldn't get it to turn. I don't know what I did different on the brakes, but yeah, I had to put it back 47.5.
Now,
47.5.
just doubling back to Sandown because it is happening, and just coming from a committee's perspective, it is going to be a retro round. So you're going to have to start retro paint schemes.
Oh,
Nice. That is easy as
Lazy ass.
Sandown. That should be a Sandown thing.
Yeah, Sandown retro round.
It is Sandown.
You still on, Quaney?
Oh, sorry.
I can't believe all these Victorian
Yes.
tracks are getting up there.
Yeah, I want the red Mustang.
You want the what?
Michael doesn't
The
sound
red
too happy about
Mustang.
that.
I'll go fucking paint 10 cars.
Paint them all red.
On a Winfield blue car.
Run me last paint.
Didn't you save it from last time?
Oh, maybe.
Sorry, Michael.
No, we've got new sponsors now, so we've got new sponsors, so we'll have to.
Oh, yeah. Fuck. Sorry.
Craney makes out like it's hard to do, but he's an IT guru, this bloke, man. He can do that in 2 seconds.
Yeah, I just want to make him feel guilty, that's what it is.
Oh, no, don't regret any of them, mate. I know.
Yeah,
Good
when
job.
he's got the original paint, I suppose it's easy. To,
All the,
All talk to me and have a new paint done in 10 seconds.
just to all the old mates and sons guys out there, pick the hardest one you can find.
Yeah.
That's what she said, Mark.
And of course, SSR boys, Hobbo will look after him, don't worry. I know Hobbo will do a good job.
Oh, Hobbo's like the IT guru, mate. He just...
Oh, yeah.
his fingers in the gun.
Oh, yeah.
You better hit him up for it now.
Been 46 one hit, mate, you know what you've won.
Been working with Hobbo with the Pro Series, and he's an absolute guru and whiz. A lot of time for the boy. I know he is.
We know that.
I know.
You're a big name dropper. I hear you dropping my name too when you don't think I'm around. I mean, it's good.
You're always around though, Jamie. That's the problem.
I am. Everywhere. Fucking Mark Duggan's everywhere, and then there's Greg Favell, and Greg Hobbs, he's a mate of mine too. And you could see him down the pub telling everyone, like he'd love it. Down the Albury pub where they serve Victorian beer.
Carlton Draft you want. Carlton Draft's okay.
When you're in Albury, mate. They're showing their support. They're showing their colours down there. John's admitted it tonight.
And Simon Farrington's jumped in the chat for you, Jamie. He wants you to know that he ran 53.3 or 48.6, and for the love of God, please get the front piston off 25.
Tell him no. That won't be happening. But thank you for your feedback, Simon, and we always appreciate it. It'll be in the comments box. But the bigger it is, the softer it is, Simon. It's not the other way around.
Yeah.
But
He's locking now. Wait till I put him in on low master cylinders. They'll lock as soon as you touch them.
100%. But you know iRacing works backwards, so maybe you should try that. Everything in iRacing is...
You're right. You're actually right there, Mark. I might try that, just for shits and giggles. See how it works.
Yeah. Not on the race setup though, please.
Yeah. I'm with that comment. No. Look, Simon has made a statement, and I support the community, mate. I listen to feedback, and I'm going to do it.
Yep. Okay, Simon, it's on you.
Simon will lap the field, and he'll be like, "This is fucking perfect this week, People's Champion." And everyone else will be hating me. I reckon he's got a heavy foot. I reckon he's got a real heavy foot on him. Old Simon Faz, because he does have a little bit of footage. He must really stand on the brake, like he must have a good strong leg, mate, because when I try and brake with 2 feet, that's when I start to notice the problems with the lockups. But he's always locking up, poor bugger.
Simon never skips leg days.
No, he might have a club foot.
If he has a heavy foot, he's
sessions up
when you
all the
move those
time.
master cylinders up or down.
He puts sessions up all the time and has it at 47 degrees. He practices a lot in a very slippery condition.
Lucas, he's one of those people that likes pain, like, you know. Stands in the mirror and looks at himself and stabs himself.
Misery is part of life.
Yeah, no, I appreciate his sessions, I really do.
Should make a good one, the
makes
track.
no difference.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, when you get out of it and jump in vets, it's, wow, this is awesome.
Are we on board with Gabba? Is this David Gabba?
Yeah, this is me.
I can see you losing there, mate.
There's a big pass from Dial there.
I'm watching Mark.
The big dive by Dial.
The last 10 laps was a lot of fun.
You got to get on those curbs, David.
There you go, Faz in the chat for you, Jamie. It's just mentioned that his legs are 40 kilos each.
Yeah, that explains it. Faz, I should have known. Yep. I should have known, mate. The problem is you've got double the piston of those people, mate. That's your problem. You've got to halve the piston. The pressure.
You part Samoan or something, Simon?
Yeah, no, he's probably just from Scotland.
Wales. Let's go back to the car.
More Welsh than...
He's using the middle leg.
There you go, it's Welsh. It's the Welsh flag on the car, so I'd say it'd be Wales. It's not Scotland.
Yeah, it's close enough.
What state are you in, Simon?
Simon is a New South Welshman. He's an Albury High School boy.
What a fucking legend.
Normal. He's normal then.
Yeah,
There's where the
he's only got
problem
two
lies.
testicles. Yep.
Yeah.
There's where the problem lies.
Yeah, I don't even start with Queensland shit. I live in Queensland, but I made sure I drove across the border to make sure my kids were born in New South Wales.
Yeah, but you know what? Everybody that lives anywhere else.
Well,
In a Victorian hospital.
Well, at the moment, if you no, you've raised an interesting thing there. So, if you're going to have a child now at the moment, you've actually got to go over to Wodonga to have it. So, it's been like that for the last few years. Truth.
Fucking home birth.
Truth.
I made sure we drove down to New South Wales, so they were born in New South Wales. Not
allegedly.
But
Love ya.
you do get the option to have a New South Wales birth certificate.
That's not fair. You weren't born in New South Wales.
Do you want to know what the stupid thing is? So you're born in New South Wales, you get a maroon birth certificate. You're born in Queensland, you get a blue certificate.
Yeah, someone else told me that. That's true.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Now, Matty McMillan's asked a question for Faz. Was it the middle leg as well, 40 kilos?
Yeah, he might be using that for the front, I think. Or he's using it to heel and toe.
Everything's bigger underwater, so it's all good.
Middle
Yeah,
of
mate,
the
yeah, well, I found that out too. It's a beautiful thing with the camera. Everyone's gone silent. They've all done it. Oh, you can go back in the water.
Get a fisheye, mate. Make sure
Sorry.
it's in the water.
Sorry, I'm doing it right now.
That's how Mark
now.
did his
Just concentrating. Trying to get a good photo. Shh. Alright, taking it.
Isn't Varga exciting on the mic?
Yes.
Absolutely riveting. The one
I'm giving everyone else a chance to speak.
Poetry in motion, that's what it is.
He's like, hello.
He's not sucking the oxygen out of the room like you are, Jamie.
Well, mate, there's not much to suck out, I've got to say.
Here we go. Garbutt having a big look on Buckland.
Oh, yeah.
Very fucking erection.
How many laps we got? Yeah.
I've got a feeling that David Garbutt pops the Viagra about.
There you go. There you go. Faz has just come out and said. Faz has come out and said.
I just run out of coffee, Jamie. That's the problem.
Faz,
you know better.
Faz has popped up in the chat to say that his great grandfather once held the shot put world record, and was a circus strongman. It's all in the genes.
That's exactly how I imagine him. Like this big, huge mountain.
I've played cricket against Faz and he is a big, huge mountain. So yeah, you pretty much spot on.
I imagine him like that, mate. Yeah, like a big 6'4" mountain. Yeah.
Yep.
Male mountain, they call them.
Man mountain.
Man mountain.
And he also
weigh 200 kilos with a beard. He's not trying.
The great grandfather also fathered 21 children.
Yeah, you know what? That's what I
had no
admire about the
TV
most.
back in the day.
Oh, you a bit loose there, Dave?
No birth control.
Oh, yeah, just a touch. I was getting towards the end of the tyre stint and then realised...
You had to pit again.
Hey, but that's what I want to see. That's how you learn how to use slip angle, mate. That's good.
Yeah, and realised I needed to chase down... I'd been fart-arsing around for too long and I needed to chase Mark down again. Right.
Yes, that is an essential thing.
Yeah.
Fuck that, you need to pit again.
He's got the car under control. What's he talking about?
Yeah.
Well, because
I'm still on the track.
already pitted. No, I mean, Mark had already pitted. Sorry, I'm watching the YouTube thing, not the live thing.
Oh, sorry, I'm watching live.
Yeah. And,
I'm watching what the people are watching. So I'm one of the people, alright?
That's why you're part of the People's Champions posse, mate.
Yeah. So...
That's why I drag you around everywhere with me.
Got a question for you, Jamie. Do you left foot brake or right foot brake?
Mate, left foot.
Okay.
Yep, left foot. And occasionally I right.
No, credit, I can't do it, so I'm crap at it.
Yeah.
I'm right foot,
The thing is, in the real car, definitely heel and toe, right foot. But
in a real car, I can do right foot, get on the sim. I'm the most
to me, it's like the reverse feeling.
What pedals you got?
I've got V3, so I'm not.
I've got Logitech.
You can't customise them enough to be able to, like, if you need to move it over to get it closer.
Not bad though.
They just good enough. It doesn't feel natural. Do you know what I mean? Like I know what you mean. Got a race car, had a race car, all the rest of it.
I'm exactly the same, bro.
I can't do it. I've tried, but it just doesn't. I've tried left foot braking. It just doesn't feel.
In the real car, it feels terrible.
Oh, in a real car feels normal.
Yeah, no,
but
I
get
did
on the
try that last time I went out. I
simulator,
tried to
no,
do the braking. It was no good. Yep, no good at all.
I can't write left foot brake in a real car. Not in a manual anyway.
Are you manual
I
licensed?
can.
Are you licensed for a manual?
Mate, I'm not.
Well,
You know,
don't tell
you're lucky
anyone,
for me to be
yes.
licensed at all, right? I'm too old to do this auto manual
Yeah,
shit.
I was going to say, let's
right?
not limit it to just licensing. Like, you know, I could.
At our
you
age, all you
know,
have to do is they renew it every 10 years. When they renew it, you go,
Right.
yes.
Mate, yeah, exactly, right? And yeah, when we learned to drive, it was like, yeah, here's your license, go and do your worst, right? So we learned to drive on either an auto or a manual, and when we first jumped into something different, it was like, ah, crap, and we just had to pick it up on the drive to the girlfriend's place, right?
Yeah, that's right. My driving instructor on my test fell asleep.
Yeah.
He was pretty tired. I woke up in a big crunch.
went on Friday after uni night.
Yeah.
Well, here's one for you. I can drive an 18-speed Road Ranger where you don't use a clutch. It's a dog box, which is what a V8 supercar has. I can't drive a V8 supercar with using the clutch.
You don't need to, mate.
No, you only use the clutch to get started.
Yeah, same as in the Kenworth.
But I can't do the blip in the sim as I can in a real vehicle.
You can. You just got to focus. You can do it easy.
You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it, mate.
You can do it.
You do have to practice it. It takes a while to get used to it.
Yeah, I've tried heaps, and yeah.
Just keep trying, mate. You're nearly there.
I'll chuck you the I'll chuck you my little 2-litre 4-wheel drive keys. Right, right. It needs quite a whack on the throttle when you're downshifting. So yeah, I think you'd using that. You'd come back to the V8 come back to the V8s, and you'd be all over it like wide.
No, it's not, I can drive a car without using the clutch, all that shit. But it's
you're a professional driver for a living.
No, I grew up in non-synchro boxes days.
Yeah, well,
I'm old.
I remember the first time they gave me a Spicer to drive at Gilbert Roach when I worked there.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and I thought it was like an 18-speed direct drive, and I got in the thing, man. I didn't know where the gearbox went. It's over here, over there, over there. And I had to drive it all the way back from bloody Darling Harbour at the truck show to Gilbert Roach, and I tell you, it took me about 4.5 hours. I laughed their heads off when I got back because I wanted to drive the big long bunk Kenworth, and they're like, "Go on, mate, there you go." see you back there.
Ed, I was out of control on that move, mate. So thank you.
Too good.
I had to stop at another truck dealership on Parramatta Road and ask me how the gearbox worked. So you got a couple of hours, mate.
And that's no help because then you'll go jump in a Volvo and it'll all be asked about.
Mate, you can't start those things the normal way. They've got reverse batteries.
Okay.
That's true.
I guess the problem is
like Porsches.
Nice pass, John.
That is good driving. Look at this bike. Go, son. Go hard. He's got the draft here. What happened?
WK&P cars are sandwiched. Poor old Ed. By the looks of things.
I'll tell you what, I thought the WK&P car was going to have a big run then. Or a little mistake. Ooh.
In my defence, I never took tyres by mistake, so I'd done 50.
Is that Ed?
Oh, Ed!
Why would you not take tyres and fuel, Ed?
I
do them simultaneously.
I stuffed up and went 52 laps on one set of tyres.
You'd never do that again, mate. That's
really?
Well, you're lucky it didn't blow out.
Wow.
Wow, that's impressive.
Ed has got to be the best, the best of all of us in Split 3 at that point.
Well, at 30% you can blow them. You know that, don't you? Like you can, they can disintegrate.
From the pits, Jamie.
I knew Ed, you pitted a lot earlier than us, so I knew we could run you down with your tyres being older, but I didn't know they were that much older.
Is that Ben Ray?
Big mistake.
Is that Johnny?
Behind? No, I'm ahead.
Yeah. I've just gone through on me.
Oh, you're ahead?
I was what, yeah.
Well done, John.
I was trying to hold...
Good battle, this.
Dave out, yeah.
Trying to hold...
Andrew, sorry.
Down here, and he still managed to come through on the last lap. I couldn't believe it.
Well, 52 laps on your tyres, I would. Yeah. Because I don't know how you're even turning around the corners.
Yeah, it was a bit greasy.
Seriously, yeah. I've done like 40 laps on one set of tyres once, and I wanted to kill myself. That was horrible.
It's horrible losing 2 spots in the last 5 laps.
Yeah, that sucks, doesn't it? Bargain knows about that.
I tell you what, imagine what Ed's going to be like with a decent set of kit and and fresh tyres.
Oh, mate, he'll be on fire.
Yeah.
He'll be Mr.
He's
Ed.
going to use those ones next week as well.
No,
I reckon.
Andrew's through now. Yeah.
I reckon Ed might be a bit of a dark horse for the back end of split 1.
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but
Yeah, I was going to say, settle down, Davo.
There you go.
I think you've taken another Viagra too early again. I think that's, I think
it's better than forgetting to take the no-dose.
You can get amongst it in split 2 next season, no worries.
There you go, Jamie.
Take the no-dose.
Jamie, you've just been given the offer of a lifetime. Blanche is going to teach you how to drive a Mack with a quad box and 2 sticks.
Tell him I've been dying for it since that day when I was 18 and they gave me that bloody spicer. So tell him I love that. Because I really want to understand it, because when they showed me, the gear was going from 1st to 6th, and then I had to pull the handle up and turn something. I was like, this is far too hard. Yeah, oh mate, it's not natural. I've watched it on YouTube, and the bloke's using 2 hands doing it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's like playing the drums.
That's a Mac quad box you'll be using.
Yeah, I'd love to learn. I actually would love to learn how to drive one. I reckon it'd be interesting because it looks totally backward, and then you've got to remember to use the pedals at the same time.
Catch it.
And don't forget about the
See you, Scotty.
mirrors and what you're going to run over in front.
Yeah, they're important, especially when you're out of corner.
How many tree limbs you're going to take down and power lines.
Mate, you should have seen my face when I got out of this truck at Gilbert Road 4.5 hours later. They were all waiting for me having a barbie on a Friday Arvo. We'd been at the truck show, laughing their heads off. They were, and they used to call me Spice Boy because I like McDonald's and spicy chicken and stuff. And they're like, how'd you have Spice Boy? And I was like, you motherfuckers. And they loved it. They loved it. I was sweating. Yeah, it was a long drive in first gear. And a truck in first gear, mate, it's going nowhere. Nah. No, it was a sight. All right, lads, I'm going to have to run. The wifey's booked me in, so I'll
go and have fun.
All the best, and we'll see you over the weekend with the setup, eh?
All right, Jamie. Thanks for dropping in, mate.
Thanks, mate.
Mark, I'm going to impress you this week. Mark Dole, I'm going to give you something that you're going to love.
Mate, if you can improve the one we got at the moment from last year,
yeah, that's a good one.
Awesome.
I did start working on a freshie last night, and it's pretty good, man. I've got to be honest.
You can do that. There's a possibility I won't be around next week, so.
Well, it doesn't matter as long as you have it. You know it was good. All right.
Well,
that's all I live for. Please, you Dole. That's what I do.
Yeah, right. Well, you didn't keep me happy this week, I can tell you right now.
No, I heard that.
Oh, you won.
well,
actually liked them for a couple.
All I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a drive for the drivers, a drive of the ages. After 102 races in V8 Vets, been here since the start. This man, about to come over the line now, is about to win his first ever race in V8 Vets. Congratulations, Mr. Mark Dial.
Well done, Mark.
Well done, Mark.
Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
That's a huge achievement, mate.
Sorry for scaring the shit out of you as you come onto the
And well done to Dave Garbutt.
You did actually, Lucas. I've seen you going around. I'm thinking, oh no, I can see the finish line. Please.
And well done to Dave Galbert in second. SSR's Peter Kelleher, obviously been getting a bit of coaching from JR, getting a lot quicker. Great drive as well. Faz home in fourth. Hazy's going to bring it home in fifth, I believe. Great drive from Hazy. And in sixth, we've got Sir David Galley. Seventh, Gary Buckland. Gary up,
Learned his engine.
Up 12 spots there from Gaz.
Yeah.
Myself home in eighth. Andrew Galley in ninth. Will Munro pipping Ed Cullen on the last lap with his 52-year-old tyres. It's tyres. It's not veteran tyres, Ed. It's veteran age. Of course, Lucas Jeff, Scotty Perrins, Matty McMillan, Laurie Sanders, and Phil Marsh. bringing out the back.
Driving on the old crossfire tyres, wouldn't they?
The radials.
It was good fun. I was so trying not to go down a lap. I wanted to finish on the lead lap.
Well done everybody for that. That's a great race.
That was a good race last night.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It was.
Johnny, isn't that one of your best positions
8th
overall?
No, I've had a few top 10s this season.
What have you been up? What's your best so far?
I think 7th. I think.
Oh, so you're fucking close.
Yeah.
I parked it down here because
good job considering you're on your roof.
No, just and didn't do much practice and qualified poorly. Just shows like the level of competition in this split is awesome. And we all respect each other, and like even my big dive on Ed, I knew I stuffed it up, and at the moment when I felt the back step out, I was like, no, I can't do this, I can't do this, and luckily it pulled up.
You could do it.
We gave you plenty of room.
Oh, I know you did, yeah. There was plenty of room there, but it was still out of control moment.
Go back to Mark's victory burnout. I see his victory. Oh, yeah, he's gone to pit now.
That's all right, we can go back. Can I go backwards? Let's go.
Yeah, there's a rewind button somewhere.
Bugger it.
Double triangles backwards.
That's PlayStation, isn't it?
I just took this way.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
You need to practice your victory burnout.
I'm showing my age now.
You need to practice those victory burnouts, Mark. You need to jam that brake on and floor the gas.
No, just hit it in first, do hoops, and then just click through the gears.
That's all I was. That's basically all I was
You want to
doing.
look like you're in control.
Yeah, fake it till you make it, mate. That's what I've tried this season.
Yeah. Well, it's been working. It has been
And we
working.
haven't spoken about poor old Chris. He sort of.
I did touch on that early when he did have the.
It went from bad to worse to worse.
Yeah.
That was going to be his 5th win if he made it.
Oh yeah, and look, I'm sitting there halfway, mid pack, like middle stint, and trying to chase Chris down, and I know he's a couple of laps down, and I could not catch him. Every time I gained sort of a couple of tenths on him, he'd pull away again. It was really hard luck that he wasn't up there in the top 3 this round, because he definitely had the pace and he was absolutely flying.
Yeah,
so,
and it wasn't his fault that what happened.
There you go. The
guy panic mode.
I think what Chris did was he went to get on the comms, and instead of holding the radio button, he held the escape button.
Yep, which you're going to hold for the same amount of time.
Bingo.
That's right. And it's such an easy thing to do, and it's such a big punishment. And I thought that earlier discussion where we were talking about, well, maybe you do a bit too laps in the pits.
Or even
instead.
Just
just as long as you get penalised but not disqualified, because I think that's harsh.
So just going back, Vargs, to your comment, mate, the statistician guru that I've got in my back pocket has just sent me a message. I've gotten a 7th in season 9, a 7th in season 10, and I've had 3 8s and 4 8s in this season. So that's my best result for this season. So
lift your game.
Well done.
Yeah,
you are. Well, mate, don't hassle him. He is lifting his game.
No, he hasn't had a 7th yet. Come on. I'm missing it by one spot.
7th. He said he had a couple of 7ths.
Yeah,
9 and 10.
Everybody else is lifting their game too. So,
Go for 6 next.
I have to,
Yeah. Someone.
Hey, I got a 3rd, so I'm over the moon.
Hey, good job.
Well done, Peter.
Awesome.
Top job there, Pete.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Good representation.
But as you know, guys, the quality has gone up.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Definitely.
Gotta bring that game, yeah.
I believe that's all due to the fact that we're racing similar drivers. We haven't got the Mick Knights. Sorry, Vargs, but you either. Like, you guys are 3 seconds quicker than us.
Yeah, and don't forget Bench because he fucking dropped out of the series altogether just to let us.
Look at.
Actually, if you look at the race times,
I would have been top 5. Like, if
Jeff.
Blanchy was still, and Jeff, yeah. Like, easy.
Well,
Would
hang
have
on.
been top 5, maybe top 10.
Hang on,
but-
let's do this. I can do this here. Let's just watch the graphic on the screen. Best times should show up now. There you go. That's everyone's best times.
I'm still watching the fucking delayed footage. It's still showing Mark around there.
So just
All right, boys, I'm going to head off. Well done, Mark.
no worries, Heels.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg.
Greg.
Instead of 28-8.
Love how Pete's ripping into his teammates. I love it. It's good.
Hang on, who did a 28-8?
It's been Hoffy that's been sort of helping me along.
Hoffy.
Yeah, Hoffy's sort of helped me out. Jamie's helped me out a little bit. JR, he just sits there and tells me I need better gear, but I don't
ignore JR, mate. Don't worry.
I don't have the money that he has.
29-8. So 28-8, I think you fucking beat me. That was a 29-8.
Say 29-8. That's a solid lap time.
In the race?
Yeah.
I think that might have been one of the quickest laps in the race.
It was quick. Was the quickest lap in the race.
You look at all three splits. The lap times are a lot closer in the racing than they are in practice.
Yes.
Well, I think they were between our split 3. I think there was only like 1.5 seconds between all of us.
Yeah.
I think things are definitely closing up. I think pre-qualifying will be very interesting for next season.
And some interesting tracks as well.
Yeah.
I don't like any of them.
Yeah, well,
most sports are
everybody's in the same boat, so that's what's nice.
Most sports are right. The other one.
Road America.
Love
it. Love it.
No, Barber and
Barber, sorry. I love it. Love it.
I hope you like the previous sets because that's what they'll be fucking using.
Yep.
Keep watching here, Vargs. You're going to see Dial do his burnout in slow motion.
I'm watching. I'm still on board. Like I said, I'm still watching.
It's coming. It's coming.
YouTube footage with the plebs.
And this was my first race all season that I did the whole race without getting an incident until I crossed the line. So
yes, my first
excellent.
race too.
Well done.
Yeah. So
and you started in first.
I didn't get and I did a PB on qualifying, which surprised the hell out of me because I was pushing shit uphill to try and get 130. So
there we go. And just to compare that 129.8, Greg Favell did a 128.5. So it's not that far off it, really.
No. Considering there's 40 drivers or 35 drivers between us.
And then if you want to go to split 2, Travis Hunt did a 129.2.
Yeah. So we're all going better than we give us credit.
Yeah, you're not far off the pace. Like when it comes to a race, you're not miles off the ballpark.
Nah.
From split 1 to split 3, there's not much in it.
Well, there's no dick waving when you're racing. There's a lot of dick waving when you're practicing and that with doing low fuel runs and stuff. Where in a race, it's that's it. You're all in the same boat now.
Yeah, 100%. Like you can go around, do 4 laps, pit for new tires, do 4 laps, pit for new tires, and so on.
Only flogs do that.
No, a lot of them do it. A lot of them do.
Yeah, I know, but
otherwise the gaps wouldn't be so different.
Sorry, but they're all flogs.
Well,
because they give it
struggle.
Speaking from the heart,
they give a shit. They give a shit about being on top of the scoreboard. I want to be up here, so I'm going to keep pitting and getting new tyres and getting new tyres and getting new. When are they going to do that during a race? What's the point?
That's right.
You're not. You're better off going out and doing race runs.
It's all about big dick syndrome.
I
want to look
to be fair, you've got people who are doing quali runs in practice, and you've got people who are doing race runs in practice, and some of
Yes.
the people who do quali runs then go off and do other,
Like I said,
say,
people,
AI runs. Like they'll do a full race run with the AI.
people that do 4 laps and then get new tyres and run the fuel out and 4 laps and get new tyres, they're not doing either. They're just trying to get their way up the top.
Yeah.
I only do 2 laps, Bugs.
Yeah, I only do 1. I only do 1 and go, all right.
If I
Maybe
kill the lap,
might
I
do
go
2.
back in and get more tyres.
Yeah, I mean, there's no point. I mean, it's not going to help you in the end of the day. It's going to help you look good for that hour or two until someone comes along and fucking shits on you.
Yeah. To be fair, I think I watched one of the. I guess I'm that long time watcher, first time joining in.
First time in the
But
chair.
someone-
We've got
yeah.
a newbie.
Thanks, John.
Yeah,
Welcome, John.
I'm a newbie. Don't worry, I'm a newbie.
I'll be honest. I don't know who it was, and I don't really care who it was. But they hit a bit of a reality check with me and said that in Split 2, there's a lot of guys that could be Split 1, but they just don't put it together. And for me, that was a home truth. Like I didn't put it together in the last few races. I've tried to keep it clean, keep the 0 X's and whatnot, and it does pay off. So I don't know who it was, but it was a home truth to say that they've got the pace to do 1 or 2 laps, but they can't race. Their
it's all about working back consistency. Yeah. If you can do that with shit tyres and be within a tenth of your time, or even drop just a little bit each lap, that's good.
Yeah, and to be fair, like I finished P2 in Split 2, and I was within
Well done.
Congratulations. 4/10 of a second within most of my laps. And even for me, it's like, well, that's not really good enough because Trav just owned me, and Trav's on another level. And I respect Trav, but for me, I had to do that to be better within myself.
You get second last night, did you, John?
Yeah, mate. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
awesome.
well done.
Well done.
Also,
Congratulations.
Fuck up, you keyboard warrior.
My teammate Pete got fourth. He had a great race as well. I know he's
But it
always
was
chasing
listening. And I don't know who it was, and I'm not bothered. But it was a home truth of you're not finishing the race. You're making too many mistakes. You're doing this. You're doing that. And it was home truths. And everyone should really, I guess, take it on board and say, if you make mistakes, you'll lose the race.
Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
mate, that's my biggest problem. I can't hold the concentration, and I can race clean and fair against other people, but I'll have a momentary lapse and put myself off track.
I think even the keyboard warrior. I think even the keyboard warrior does the fucking laps, gets his laps down just to get up the top of the board. I'm pretty sure he does actually.
Yeah, I've grown to not.
I know you're
worry
listening,
about that.
motherfucker. I know you're listening.
Still live, Bugs.
I don't
throw the
think
bait, Bugs, and
Yeah.
as soon as they hit the water, mate.
Just waiting for the warrior to start typing.
I think as long as you're happy within what you can do and you push yourself within that limit, I think you'll do well. It's as soon as you start going, well, I'm not that good and I can't do this and I can't do that, you're going to fail.
And that's one of the big things with having Split 3 as well, is the fact that the likes of Lucas this season, mate, you haven't had to worry about watching your relatives for half a race, and you've had the ability to just put your head down and drive and try and be consistent and try and have the racecraft and try and compete against the guys around you.
And that's the thing; it's all about consistency.
Mm.
I noticed that last night. I tried to do the pole run to get pole, but I figured
I fucking do.
Mate, you were close.
Oh,
bloody hell! Everybody was close.
Yeah, that's it. Everybody was close, and then I thought to myself, well, in the race, I'm gonna sit mid 130s. That's consistency. I didn't get any I got 0 X's for the whole race until I crossed the line when I started doing burnouts because I got excited. Yeah. But my biggest problem is like Lucas. The concentration disappears.
Mm.
Like I'm at work from 3:30 in the morning. I got to come home on a Thursday and wait until 8:30 to race, and then 5 hours later I got to get up and go to work again. So I'm fucking knackered by the time. By the time the race comes, and we're sitting in a chair for an hour and a half. And you're sort of like, I was 14 seconds behind second place.
Yep.
And you're just sort of like, oh, come on, hurry up, just get over. I got to go to bed. I'm so tired. And I did that previously, and I'd always either spin out, go off, get involved in another accident because I'd lack of concentration. And last night I just put it all aside and went, I'm just going consistency. I'm going to hit my markers. And I've got no idea about pit strategies. I just look at the little thing when I hit in the pit and go, I need 25 laps, put 25 laps in, whatever amount of fuel that is, I wouldn't have a clue. And then go back out and, consistency is all I'm sort of after. I'm not out there to race for sheep stations. If I wanted to do that, I'd be spending $10 million a year on a V8 supercar team or a TCR team.
To be honest, if I wanted to race 100% serious, I'd sell my race car and race sim racing. I do it for fun. If I lose, I lose. If I get
I do it for fun.
I get it for a shit result. If I get a win, I get a win.
Yeah. If you ever want to do some real racing, there is nothing that compares to proper kart racing.
I'm too fat to get in the go-kart.
They cover everyone. Don't worry. They got a kart for everyone.
My brother races.
But that's as real.
It's not the size, mate. It's how low they are to the ground and trying to get out at the age of 50. That's
it feels
mate, I'm about to turn 60 next birthday, and I've still got a cart and that in the garage. So
it's quite funny because I've been trying to get my brother. I've been trying to get my brother into trying to get my brother hooked onto iRacing, and he's done a few vets races and stuff. But for him, he just struggles with the fact that in the kart, if you make a mistake, you get thumped, literally.
Yeah,
and he basically feels he needs somebody standing behind him to hit him in the back of the head every time he makes a mistake.
Yeah, when I broke me, I had 10 to 12 breaks in my ribs. I thought, fuck, I'll sell the go-kart and the trailer and I'll buy a sim.
Yes, you did, Jamie, and stop giving away my secrets of my drinking and driving.
Because you've raced against Herman and Dave, so you know.
Yeah, I raced Herman and Dave heaps. Really good mates with them. They're great blokes. Dave used to build me engines. My daughter raced. We got a big history racing against them guys for a long time. So, no. Mate, great fun, but fuck, man, you can pour a lot of money into that fucking bucket.
I learnt that when I was 19. I think by the time I was 21, it was time to stop.
So I wasn't smart. I started when I was 40.
So when you were 40, when you could afford it, apparently.
Yeah, that's how it worked out. And hey, we did all right. We did all right. I got second and won the Masters and got second at a few nationals and stuff. So
well done.
Yeah, my daughter won a nationals and a heap of other stuff. So yeah, but that's awesome. Great community, mate. People like Dave and Herman and that's what it makes it enjoyable.
And that's like this league. It's a great community. Like look what we with the GoFundMe and you, John, with a new computer or something. All lined up. Like that's the environment you need.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm sitting here and doing the broadcasting like I do. Giving back to the community because I love it.
Split 3. The broadcast you do, John, is awesome. Like it's a bit late in the night for us oldies, but anyway,
ready for bed at 10.
Exactly.
You've been up since 3:30.
Yeah, I'm generally already. I've already got 4 hours sleep up my sleeve by this time of night. But that's the thing. If you've sort of got to sacrifice to enjoy your pleasures in life.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
I went quiet because I went for a piss.
Yeah.
Anyway, boys, I'm gonna.
This community is the best thing that's happened to me in the last 2 years of my life.
Exactly.
This liquid
Yeah.
not need a
I won't
piss,
go
do you?
into what's happened, but I suffer from PTSD, and this is the only interaction I have with other people, and I can't wait for Thursday and Friday nights.
Yeah.
I just
Exactly. They're enjoyable.
100%. It's the only excuse I have to go to Dan Murphy's and buy alcohol. And
Do you need an excuse, John?
What do you do for the other? What do you do for the other 6 nights a week?
You should need an excuse.
The rest of the excuse is bloody race car money. It's like, oh, can you transfer this? Can you transfer that? So it's like I always have to ask the question, would you like anything from Dan Murphy's? And when it's a no, it's like, okay, cool, I'm going there anyway.
Just add to Lucas, but you bring a lot to these nights for us, so we appreciate you being around too, Lucas.
Oh, mate, I love it. This is the best fun I have. I really enjoy it, and you guys are great. The series is great. Race, mate, it's all good.
Exactly. Everything's on point.
What suburb are you in, Lucas? You're in Melbourne, aren't you?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I'm down here freezing my ass off.
What suburb?
Meltona Meadows.
So you're near Broadmeadows.
No, western suburbs. More towards Werribee.
You?
I mentioned I'm in Queensland, but anyway.
Yeah, no, that's all right.
Queensland's amazing at the moment with all the rain and the wet
weather.
It's
beautiful. I love it. It
should
be like this.
One day liquid sunshine, the next.
Well, I just need it to rain 6 days a week and one day just so the wife can do the washing on that day that it's sunny. But anyway.
We need 2 days. 2 days.
I've had a few friends with tumble dryers that their houses have caught fire from them, so I'm sort of a bit reluctant with tumble dryers.
You just got to empty the fucking lint trap.
That's all it is. Exactly.
Anyway, boys,
I know what it was, but John, I'm out. Good night, gentlemen.
No worries, Pete.
We'll see you over. We'll see you in practice.
Yeah.
Congratulations again.
Well done, Mark, and to you, David, as well.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
And boys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream, boys. Road America next week. Hope you all come back, and looking forward to it. Thanks everyone for jumping in tonight.